What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in. I'm on day 8 of a juice cleanse, and before this I was doing 14 days on just grapes. So I'm about 24 days into a pretty intense cleansing and healing process, but really what I want to talk about is sort of what I have learned from taking myself away from the raw food lifestyle for these past 24 days. Taking the food component out, and I recently, just over these past couple days, actually have kind of had these realizations and revelations, if you will, about the raw foods lifestyle and how it was affecting me personally. So yeah, I'm just going to try and fill you guys in on what I've been experiencing the best that I can. I haven't really tried to put it to words yet. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Got some tangerine juice I'll be sipping on. Cheers. So, kind of to fill you in on my story just briefly, when I first started on the raw food lifestyle, I was really sick. I had just gotten off of my antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. It was really invasive medication, and I weaned off, but very quickly over the course of about 4 months, and it really sent my body into a tailspin. So I was already struggling with some chronic nausea, some cyclic vomiting episodes, and when I got off the medication, everything just multiplied, and I was in really, really bad shape for almost 2 years. So I was in this place where I would wake up every morning pretty much and just start throwing up. And most days it just got to the point where I would have to go to the hospital. I had moved back in with my parents, so my mom would take me to the ER. I would get injections of like all kinds of different medication until vomiting was under control. Then they would send me home, and we went from doctor to doctor to doctor. No one could really figure out what was going on, and it wasn't until about 2 years in that I went to a more naturopathic doctor who suggested changing my diet. Amazing, right? So cut out meat, dairy, gluten, sugar, soy, corn, pretty much everything except for fruits and vegetables. And I was on cooked foods at the time, so there were some grains still, like some quinoa, chickpeas, things like that. But it was a very basic vegan diet, I guess you could say, like really stripped down. And within 4 days of eating that way, I stopped throwing up. And the more research I did, the more I was feeling my way through the process, I found my way to raw foods. And once I started eating on a really high raw diet, I saw myself getting better and better and better. The nausea kept disappearing. My anxiety was so much better. I just felt healthier and more energized and more like myself again. So about 7 months ago, I went fully raw, and since then, my health has just gotten better and better and better. In the beginning, the stakes were really high, right? Because I was really sick, and I think that's how it kind of is for a lot of people. You get into this lifestyle, most people for a reason. There's something that you want to cure or heal, or something that you're working on. And so for me, when I saw that it was working, I kept chasing more. I wanted to keep feeling better, because I was already like, I'm feeling so much better. I want to do more. And so I was reading a lot, I was researching a lot, and I was looking to dig deeper, to cleanse more, to heal more. It's kind of like chasing a high, and there is definitely like a high that comes along with feeling better and eating living foods and getting that energy and vitality back into your life. It was working so well for me for the first few months of being raw. I felt amazing, I looked amazing, I was loving the way that my body looked, and I was just enjoying it so much, and so I just kept digging deeper and learning more and researching more and developing more rules to the lifestyle based on what I was seeing other people doing. And so that's really where I want to hit today, is that, oh, this weather is beautiful. But is that you can just keep going down this path of healing. It's never ending. We've got a lot of crap built up in our body, a lot of toxicity. You can keep cleansing forever. So at some point, when the healing has not stopped, but has gotten to a point where you feel good, I think, at least for me, I got to this point very recently where I realized I'm still chasing this path of healing, but I'm very much healed. Like, sure, there are still things to heal, but it's not so high stakes anymore, so I don't have to have my foot on the gas pedal at all times, chasing that healing, chasing that detox, cleansing, just trying to get better. I already am better. I'm so much better. So I think over the course of these past 7 months, I've just continuously been chasing that high of healing. And I think what I recently realized is, like, when does that stop? Because you can keep cleansing for years, and on a raw food lifestyle, you really are. You start kind of restricting more than you even realize, or at least that's what was happening for me. And I think one thing that really adds to that desire to do more than you're doing, or to do things differently than the way that you're doing them, is social media. So in the beginning especially, I used social media a lot to find other people who were doing this, to get information, to gain insights, to understand more. And it's a great tool for that. It's amazing that we're able to connect with other people who are on this path of healing, who are living, a raw food lifestyle and getting results from it, and you're able to really, gain all of this wisdom from them, and that's awesome. But it's also really easy to get caught up in that, right? It's easy to see what someone else is doing and see the success that they have from that, to listen to the confidence in their voice about, what they're doing that works for them, and to think, well, I'm not doing that, so I must not be doing enough, or I must not be doing it right. Even if you are getting good results, it's easy to see what someone else is doing and think, I should be doing that. And so I certainly got caught up in that, and one thing that I think this fasting has really done for me is I was able to step away from the food for a little bit, and really, like, come to terms with the fact that there is no right way to do this. And that's a hard thing for me to accept, I have kind of a perfection complex. I'm a perfectionist, and I always have been. I want to do everything right. And it's not necessarily out of ego. I think, sure, there is a component of ego there. You want to be the best. You want to do things the best way. But what it also is for me is that I put my all into everything. So I'm a 0 or 100 kind of person. And if I'm going to do something, I want to do it right. For myself, for other people, I don't want to half-ass my way through life. And so for me, that's been hard to accept, that the right way to do it is not the same for everyone. So you can't just, follow a rule book and be doing it perfectly. It's a lifestyle. It's not a college class, It's not a sport. It's none of these things that you can be competitive with. It's your life. It's your health, and it's very specific to you. And especially when it comes to your own health, of course you want to do it right, and for me, my health is something I've struggled with for so long that it was almost like scary not to. You don't want to do it wrong. So for me, it's been really hard to accept that there is no guideline to this lifestyle. There are things that work for other people. There are some general rules, sure, but overall, different things work for different people. And I have had a really hard time accepting that. So instead of, really finding what works for me, what's happened to me over the past few months is that I've built on all of these rules from other people, and I haven't been listening to my body. I've just been trying to do things right. So I think when this lifestyle was working the best for me was actually in the beginning of my 100% raw food journey. I had just gotten to Bali and I was really excited about being 100% raw. I had kind of the basic information that I had been gleaming from other people, but I was just overall like feeling the energy, feeling the vitality. I was excited about what I was eating. I was enjoying the food, and I was really starting to be able to tap into my body. I was listening to, eating when I was hungry. I was doing the intermittent fasting, but I wasn't so strict about it. I was really just feeling it all out. I was enjoying the food, but it wasn't my whole life. It was just a big part of it. And so as time went on, I was continuing to research. I was following a lot more people who were also on this lifestyle, and I got really wrapped up in it, and I started almost obsessively trying to perfect what I was doing. So it was working already, but I was continuing to modify and add rules and guidelines and perfect it, whatever that meant to me. So the stricter I got with the rules that I was making, the less this lifestyle was working for me. Not in a physical way. I've felt very healthy, very strong. I haven't ever felt sick again or anything like that. But emotionally, mentally, and in some ways physically, in the sense that I started gaining a little bit of weight. And then, of course, that's kind of a vicious cycle, right? You're stressed out about how you look, and you're wondering, what is it about the way that I'm eating that's changing my body, and you don't feel good about yourself, and you're attracting just more of that. You're questioning everything that you put into your body. The energy and the intention behind the lifestyle has completely shifted from one of love and enjoyment to something very different. And I think that manifests in so many different ways. For me, it was physically, it was mental, it was emotionally, it just took over everything. So, yeah, while I've been doing this fasting, while I've been able to sort of get away from food for a while and get away from all the rules, it became really clear to me that this has taken over my life, and I was so narrowly focused on this perfect path of healing that I lost sight of all the other components that make up health, because it's not just food. Even more than the food, it's the mental, it's the emotional, it's the feeling. So I think what I really want to share from this experience is that, especially whatever I post about what I'm eating or what supplements I'm taking or how much I'm fasting or whatever it may be, I hope that all of you that are watching take it kind of as a possible way to live this lifestyle and as something that works for someone else, but not necessarily as something that is definitely going to work for you or as the right way to do it. I think with social media in general, it's great that we're able to share with each other our experiences, but you can't take them as the end-all be-all, because everyone's just finding their own way. You can go online and you can find a million different ways that people are living this lifestyle. You know, you've got some people who are grazing all day. You've got some people that are eating 1 or 2 meals. You've got people that are only eating fruit. You've got people that are mostly eating vegetables. You've got some people who eat higher fat. You've got some people who do really well on little to no fat. Some people practice intermittent fasting. Some people eat from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And the takeaway from all of that is that there is no best way to live this lifestyle. So as I transition back into solid foods after this fast, my only rule that I'm keeping is to stay raw. And even that's not a rule. That's something that I wake up every day and I choose, because that's the one thing that I do know makes me feel the best, is being on raw foods. I like putting living food into my body. I know that this works for me. I know that this makes me feel good. But as for everything else, I'm planning to drop all of that, and I really want to start tuning into what feels good for me, you know? Does it feel better for me to eat small amounts throughout the day? Does it feel better for me to eat just twice a day? I know that fruit makes me feel really good, so I will definitely, you know, continue to have fruit as the staple of my diet. But I don't know. I'm really looking forward to reestablishing my relationship with food and feeling my way through it rather than calculating and overanalyzing and questioning everything that goes into my body. Because I think when there's so much thinking involved and calculating, it takes away from the whole reason that most of us are choosing this lifestyle in the first place, which is that life force, that energy, the love and the freedom that it allows you to bring into your life through the foods that you're eating. The reality is, if you decide that something is right, your body's going to listen. But if you're obsessing over every little thing that goes into your body, questioning, overanalyzing, your body is listening to that too. Again, this lifestyle is all about energy. So, you know, anything that you're consuming, you know, make it positive, make it full of love, make it full of excitement. Drop the quest for perfection. Stop mimicking other people and what they're doing and what works for them, because it's perfect for them, you know, and whatever you're doing is going to be perfect for you. So I hope that this video can help someone else out there. If anyone else is struggling with this, more videos to come for sure, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, like this video, drop a comment if you'd like to see more like this, and thanks for watching. Cheers.